All right, what's up, people? Bit of news. I got to travel down south to attend my father's funeral, so I probably won't be doing anything for a couple of days. No big deal. Sometimes I go 5-6 days without doing shit. And no, I'm not crying. Fuck you. Say I'm crying in the comments. We'll see what happens to you. Two stories that I think need some attention, and I haven't really looked into. I looked into one a little bit and the other not at all, but I didn't know this because when they said Georgia, I keep thinking, well, Georgia's a state in the United States, but it's also a country in fucking, like, what used to be the USSR. So when they said the Georgia Guidestones or whatever the fuck got bombed, I was like, well, that's obviously Russia's doing something. Little know that's Georgia, like 4 states below me. So what the fuck happened? I don't know. Nobody knows. If anybody tells you they know, they're lying. But I'm gonna tell you what. This country is getting tenuous. Joe Biden's leadership is nowhere on the map. His press secretary is such a fucking idiot. She doesn't even know that Biden has been forcing these oil companies to sell excess oil from the strategic pipeline to China and Europe, because Europe is totally dependent on Russia because they cut off all their own natural resources because of, climate change, that type of shit. So she lied or was ignorant about that, and then she lied or was ignorant about the fact that Hunter Biden, no, actually it was Joe Biden, on a voicemail, admitting to something that he publicly lied about later. This world is falling apart, dude. You remember when Barack Obama said people grab their guns and their Bibles or whatever the fuck he said? Yeah, I think people might be getting ready to grab their guns and their Bibles, dude. And, like, I'm not going to grab my Bible. I don't even believe in it. I mean, it's a comic book. What I get better comic books. I prefer Superman. I prefer Kal-El over Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I just think it's an improvement in the topoi. That's just what I think, or it would technically be a topos because it would be singular, right? But we don't need to get into that. Parsing of Greek words and shit. Because it's all Greek to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? But evidently, they bombed this fucking, I guess it was some kind of super, like, woke type of monument, and somebody bombed it. Then they had to demolish it. I don't know, man. You're gonna push people far enough, they're gonna start doing some goofy shit. To me, that's goofy. I mean, if you don't like what it says, it's like the saying goes, if you don't like the programming, don't watch it. If you don't like the tweet, don't respond to it. Just fucking ignore it. You don't have to be in that fucking space. Especially because that space is inside your head, man. If you don't like what this thing stood for, go about your business, man. Get a job, nigger. I don't know what's wrong with you. Okay, so that's one. So, like I say, I'm not going to talk too much about it because there's not that much information. The other one is, surprise, surprise, Boris Johnson resigns as the Prime Minister of Great Britain. Wow. Wow, that's earth-shaking. And this is the one I know nothing about, so I'm not even going to talk about it, but come on, man. Even though we broke away as a colony from Great Britain, they've been our strongest ally for the longest time. When the top guy steps down, that'd be like Biden resigning. Well, that's probably going to happen. He's probably going to have to. They're going to be wheeling him around in a fucking in a chair and shit. They're already hiding him, so whatever. But hey, don't worry. We have a black gay lesbian. Oh wait, did I repeat myself? Who's his press secretary? Who's got to be the dumbest fucker on the planet? Because you're supposed to be, the thing is, what's supposed to happen is she's the press secretary, so she's supposed to get briefed on all the what's called ops that they have, that they know that are going on. So they knew that Hunter Biden laptop story was out there, they knew that story about the fucking the oil being diverted to China and Eastern Europe because of the fact that, well, it's actually Western Europe. It's companies, I should call them companies, right? Like Germany, that basically they all decided they were going to go green, but they kept buying their, they kept like, okay, yeah, we're going to go green. It's like, yeah, I quit smoking, except now I'm going to go down. I'm not going to buy it from a 7-Eleven. I'm going to go buy it from this random ass dude across the street that's selling me like really dirty shit. I don't know, man. This world is burning. How long are we going to let it burn for? Until it just, like, we're already seeing riots everywhere. I don't know how bad this... So far, it hasn't been that bad as far as the whole abortion thing. But I think that thing in, what was it, Ohio? Where a 10-year-old got raped and was denied an abortion. I think that was sick. I think she should have been able to have an abortion. But she went out of state and had it anyway. And that's what's going to end up happening. Is it, and mega corporations are gonna foot the bill for this shit. Because what do you want to pay? You want to pay $2,000 for the plane tickets, you know, there and back, and the process, or do you want to lose an employee? So California is going to be flooded, but guess what? California is passing a bill, and the fact checkers say this is not true, but technically it is kind of true, that infanticide is going to become legal in California. And my own state of Virginia, under Ralph Northam, who was the previous governor before the guy we have now, he was saying some weirdo shit about after the baby gets born, we get to make a decision. And after the baby's born, that's a fucking human life. I would argue it's a human life well before that, but where exactly that line is, well, that's difficult. Go see my 56-hour abortion video that I did. But you can't be killing someone once they're outside the womb. At that point, it's a separate human life. Again, I say it's a separate human life before that. I actually like the process of Roe versus Wade. I just think it was bad law. I think first trimester, you should be able to get an abortion for any reason. Second trimester, that's difficult. Third trimester, unless, you know, the life, and I don't mean the health, because they always sneak in the fucking mental health shit. Well, you know, I'm going through some depression, so I need to get rid of this. And your fucking belly's bulging, and you can see him moving around and shit. Or her. I mean, I don't want to be sexist. Or, well, I don't want to be transphobic either, so they. You know, they're moving around in the womb. You can clearly see that. So, first trimester, A-OK. Second trimester, that's questionable. Third trimester, that's a no-go. That's what Roe versus Wade did, but I just think it was bad law because I think that should have been legislated instead of fucking decided at the Supreme Court. Anywho, I'll leave it at that. The world is burning. How about them apples? Will that be the title of this video? I don't know, man. What's going to happen in Great Britain? What's going on over there? I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but, you know, Boris Johnson resigned. That'd be like Biden resigning, although I think he should, but wait, I retread my steps. Anywho, I'll see you in a few days, guys. Peace and blessings.